You wake up from a dream, and for 3 seconds, it feels more real than your actual room. The lamp looks suspicious. Your blanket feels like it is hiding information. And your brain is standing there with a clipboard, pretending it did not just make you spend the night running through an airport that was also your old school, while being chased by a very judgmental elevator. Dreams are weird, not polite weird. Weird like your mind found a box of old memories, spilled soup on it, and called it cinema. But sometimes a dream is not just random. Sometimes it feels like you visited somewhere, a city you have never seen, a house that somehow feels familiar, a person you do not know but miss when you wake up. So here is the strange question. What if dreams are not just dreams? What if some dreams feel real because they are tiny leaks from another version of reality? This idea sounds like something a tired person would say at 2:13 in the morning, which, to be fair, is when many important human ideas are born. But it has a reason people keep returning to it. Dreams can feel impossible and intimate at the same time. You can fly over an ocean, then suddenly worry about a lost shoe. You can meet someone who does not exist, then wake up with real sadness. You can dream of a place once, and years later still remember the hallway, the color of the sky, the smell of rain on a street that never was. That is what makes dreams suspicious. Not because they prove another reality, they do not. But because the brain is very good at making fake worlds feel emotionally true. And emotional truth is sneaky. It walks in wearing the costume of evidence. The normal explanation is already strange. When you sleep, your brain does not switch off. It starts reorganizing. Memories get replayed. Emotions get processed. Random signals bubble up. The brain tries to make sense of them because making sense of nonsense is basically its favorite hobby. So it grabs yesterday's stress, a childhood hallway, a half-remembered face, a song from a grocery store, and maybe one very dramatic staircase. Then it edits everything together without asking a single qualified director. That is one reason dreams feel so chaotic. They are not built like normal stories. They are built like your brain is testing props in the dark. But here is where it gets interesting. Your waking life is also a kind of construction. You do not experience reality raw. Your brain predicts. It guesses. It fills in missing pieces. It edits your senses into something useful before you even notice. Right now, what you call the world is partly information coming in, and partly your brain's best guess about what that information means. This is not a flaw. It is how you survive. If your brain waited for perfect information before deciding what anything was, you would still be standing in the kitchen carefully investigating whether the toaster is friend or furniture. So waking reality is not a direct live stream. It is more like a very convincing rendering. And dreams are what happens when the rendering engine keeps running after the outside data gets turned down. That makes dreams feel less like nonsense and more like a private reality simulator. During the day, the simulator uses lots of outside input. Light, sound, touch, gravity being rude but consistent. At night, the input drops. The simulator has to work with memory, emotion, fear, desire, and whatever your brain saved in a folder called important maybe. This is why dreams can create places that feel complete even when they make no architectural sense. A mall becomes a train station. A train station becomes your aunt's kitchen. Your aunt's kitchen has an ocean behind the fridge. And somehow, in the dream, you accept this. You do not stop and say, "Wait, why is there marine weather near the leftovers?" The dream world gives you rules. You obey them. Now the conspiracy-flavored version says maybe dreams are not simulations. Maybe they are tuning into other realities. Maybe every choice branches somewhere. Maybe sleeping loosens the signal. Maybe your dream house exists in a neighboring version of you. Maybe the person you miss after waking is not invented, just borrowed. That is a beautiful idea. Also a dangerous one because beautiful ideas are very good at sneaking past the security desk. There is no solid evidence that dreams are literal windows into parallel worlds. But the feeling is powerful, and the feeling deserves a closer look. Because sometimes the most interesting question is not, is this literally true? Sometimes it is, why does this feel like it could be true? One answer is memory. Dreams use old pieces of you, not just big memories, tiny ones. The shape of a staircase you saw once, the face of someone in a crowd, a street corner from a trip you barely remember, the sound of a door in a house you have not visited in years. Your brain can recombine these pieces into a place that feels new but also familiar. That is why dream locations can hit so hard. They are collages made from your life. You do not recognize the whole picture, but some part of you recognizes the glue. So you wake up thinking, I have been there. Maybe you have, just not all at once. Another answer is emotion. Dreams are not just visual, they have mood. Sometimes the mood arrives before the plot. You are in a hallway and instantly know something is wrong. Nobody explains it. There is no sign. The hallway just has bad hallway energy. In real life, emotion is often tied to evidence. In dreams, emotion can become the evidence. If the dream makes you feel grief, the missing person becomes real enough to grieve. If it makes you feel danger, the shadow becomes dangerous. If it makes you feel love, the stranger becomes someone you somehow know. This is why dreams can leave a mark. They do not always make logical sense, but they can make emotional sense with the confidence of a lawyer who has lost the paperwork but not the attitude. Then there are recurring dreams. These are the ones that really make people suspicious. The same house, the same city, the same impossible school, the same road that bends into the same fog. It can feel like your mind is returning to a location that exists somewhere, like a private map, like your sleep has a saved game file. The grounded explanation is that recurring dreams often return to recurring emotions: stress, loss, pressure, desire, unfinished problems. The dream changes costumes, but the feeling underneath keeps showing up for work. Still, the result is eerie, because after a few visits, the dream place starts to feel less like a dream and more like a neighborhood you keep forgetting in the morning. Lucid dreams make it even stranger. In a lucid dream, you realize you are dreaming. Suddenly, the world is still there, but now you can question it. You can look at your hands. You can talk to dream characters. You can try to fly, open doors, or ask the dream why it has been so dramatic lately. People often report that lucid dreams feel incredibly vivid. That is unsettling, because if a dream can become vivid while you know it is a dream, then your sense of realness is not as reliable as it feels. Realness is not a stamp the universe puts on things. It is also a sensation your brain can produce, which is a rude discovery. Your brain is not only the viewer, it is also the special effects department. There is also the problem of time. Some dreams feel huge. You live a whole adventure. You meet people. You travel. You survive a plot with more twists than a streaming show that should have ended 2 seasons earlier. Then you wake up and only a short time has passed. That makes dreams feel like compressed realities. But waking memory is compressed too. Your brain does not store every second like a security camera. It stores highlights, meanings, emotions, and rough order. When you remember a dream, you may be rebuilding it after the fact. The dream might not have contained a full movie. Your waking mind may stitch the pieces into one. Again, not another reality, but definitely a suspiciously talented editor. So where does that leave the parallel reality idea? Honestly, in the fun but unproven drawer. And that drawer is allowed to exist. Not every strange idea needs to be believed to be useful. Sometimes it gives us a better question. If dreams are not literal leaks from another world, they might still be leaks from hidden parts of this one. Your fears leaking through. Your old memories leaking through. Your unfinished feelings leaking through. Your brain's predictions leaking through before they become conscious. Maybe dreams are not messages from the multiverse. Maybe they are messages from rooms inside you that you do not visit during the day, which is still creepy, just more personal. That might be why dreams matter. Not because every dream is a prophecy. Most dreams are not. If your dream says you forgot pants at a math exam inside a volcano, please do not restructure your life around that. But dreams can reveal patterns. What keeps chasing you? What place do you keep returning to? Who appears when you feel lost? What emotion is louder than the plot? Dreams may not be another reality, but they can show the rough draft your mind is working on when nobody is watching. And honestly, the rough draft is sometimes more honest than the final version. So maybe the real mystery is not whether dreams come from another universe. Maybe the mystery is that your brain can build a universe at all. Every night, with no budget, no crew, and extremely questionable continuity, it creates worlds. It casts strangers. It resurrects old places. It changes the laws of physics. It makes you care about things that vanish when the alarm rings. And then you wake up, make coffee, and act like that was normal. That is the wild part. Not that dreams might be fake realities, but that fake realities can feel real enough to haunt you for years. So the next time you wake from a dream that feels too real, maybe do not immediately assume you visited another timeline. But also do not throw the feeling away too fast. Ask what the dream borrowed. A place? A fear? A person? A version of yourself you forgot about? Maybe dreams are not doors to another reality. Maybe they are mirrors with bad lighting. Maybe they show you a world that never existed, built entirely from pieces that did. And if that is true, dreams are not less mysterious. They are more mysterious, because the strange world was not out there. It was coming from inside the room. What is the strangest dream you ever had that felt a little too real?